told your friend you're not okay? And tell me what's wrong and why you never said you felt that way.
Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome back to another video, welcome back to STL Cars, and on this video we are back on the Audi S5. It's been so long since we've done anything to the S5, and we're finally back with another modification, and this one is pretty damn epic. Now, you'll have seen from the title exactly what we're going to be doing. I'm back at my mum's again. It's Christmas. I kind of always seem to do this every Christmas. It's, like I said, it's about giving and presents and gifts and all that sort of stuff. So I've given to myself and bought myself something for the S5. But this is going to be wicked. I've been obviously meaning to do this for such a long time now. It's going to completely change the car. Like I said, you'll have seen from the title what it is. So without further ado, let's just get straight into the video and we'll show you what we're going to be doing to the car today. So let's go. So guys, yeah, in this video we are going to be finally tuning the Audi S5. I mean, I've had this car for like probably coming up to 3 years in sort of April 2024, and since getting the car I knew exactly what these cars could do. I knew that they had loads of performance potential with the potential tune options and supercharger pulley upgrades and all that type of stuff, and I've just not basically had the time or the money or the spare money or anything like that to just kind of press on and do it. However, I have recently just thought, you know what, if I don't do it, I'm never going to do it. So let's just bite the bullet and go for it. There was a wicked little sale on as well, and managed to get this tune for a fairly decent price as well, thankfully, because the sale was on and because one of my other friends has also got this tune. So the tune that we've gone for, I was toying around with loads of different potential tuners that I was going to look at, and one of my friends, you've probably seen the video on my channel, Sean has the S5 as well. He went to MRC, which was where I was originally planning on going, and the tune was great. There was absolutely nothing wrong with the tune, but we've seen loads of stuff because we're on all the Facebook forums and all that type of stuff. We saw loads about a company called Jackal Motorsport, and these guys have just been getting some absolutely crazy results numbers wise from their tune, and they offer a sort of flash at home style tuning suite. Basically, you buy the cable that plugs into the OBD, plug that in a laptop, you get the tuning suite, get a log on for the tuning suite, and then basically it gives you the options to, you can either flash stage 1, stage 2, DSG, and the good thing is with Jackal, they essentially, you buy the tuning package and that is you done. There's no paying for upgrading to stage 2, there's no additional charge for DSG, TCU remap. Once you buy the tune for the ECU, you get the TCU and any future updates they do to the software as well. You get access to that once you've bought it. So Sean, my friend, he decided after probably about 2 months of MRC he was going to swap for no particular reason really. I think he's seen so many good things about Jackal, he decided to swap. So we did his car, he bought the cable, and then I was able to speak to Matt, who basically owns Jackal Motorsport. What a guy. I spoke to him, they had a 10% sale on as well for Christmas. I said to him, if I just buy the software, can I use Sean's cable? And he said, yeah. So he's unlocked that, so I can use Sean's cable. So in here, we've literally got the magic tool, which is the Jackal Motorsport tuning cable, as you can see there. Jackal, Bosch. So literally all we do, this gets plugged into the OBD slot in the car, and then this will obviously plug into the computer, and then you'll get sent a link for the basically the tuning suite, the software. And what you do is download that, plug this into your car. It literally is really simple. It gives you all the instructions of how to do it, and then it's really straightforward and simple to do, and it gives you the options, and you don't have to be an expert or anything like that to do it. We've done Sean's car, we flashed his to stage 2 because he's got heat exchanger and he's got the crank pulley upgrade. So we flashed that to stage 2, and the difference is like night and day. It just pulls so hard. So I bit the bullet, I went for it with mine. Obviously, I'm not going to go stage 2 just yet because I've not got heat exchanger fitted and I've not got the crank pulley. but we thought, you know what, with the free upgrades to like later stages, we can just go stage 1 for now. That's going to be a massive increase as it is, and then we can go up from there. I did plan on trying to do a little kind of before tuning 0 to 60 video on my car. We did it on Sean's, and I think it was running like 4.9. I'll put some screenshots on now. I've done like in the past a couple of draggy runs with my car in its current condition, and I think the fastest I ran was like a 4.91. However, that was low satellites, invalid, and the other one was a 4.96, which was a valid run. So we're looking at somewhere in the sort of mid to low 4.9s, something like that. So we know there's a benchmark. 4.9-ish is what it was running beforehand, so we will definitely try and get some 0 to 60 runs on this, or not try, we will get some 0 to 60 runs on this once we've got the tune installed. But as you can see, it's winter. You can probably see from the road behind me, it's very wet. It's not the best for doing 0 to 60 runs. However, in this video, once we've done the tune, we will go out for a little spin and get my first sort of initial thoughts and reactions on the tune. So that's enough talking for me. Without further ado, I'm going to get on with the tune. I will open up the laptop and we'll show you exactly how this thing works and how easy it is, and how easy you guys can go and do it at home if you have an Audi that they do a tune for. So let's get straight into the tuning. Just another thing that they recommend as well for when you are doing the tuning. I obviously have a C-Tech charger for my car because I don't use it that often, so I don't want it going dead, so it's always on charge. But if you do have one of these or any sort of charger for your car, it's recommended to put it on whilst you're doing the tune, because it can take sort of up to 10-15 minutes maybe, something like that. But for a lot of that, you're not going to have the engine on. So obviously you're just going to be doing it on the ignition, so the last thing you want to do is drain your battery. So top tip, if you got one, get a trickle charger onto your car. I'm going to go back inside now because it's really windy today, and we will get on with doing the tune. So 2 seconds and I'll be back with the laptop. So we've got the Jackal Motorsport tuning suite up now. Like I said, you'll just get sent a link to this to be able to download it. It takes like a couple of minutes, and then when you purchase, you'll also get sent your username and logon by Matt, who runs Jackal Motorsport, and that'll give you access to the suite. So we've got the details in now, so we just hit sign in. It'll load us into this page, which is the main home screen, and then you've got options for engine programming, transmission programming, Haldex. Obviously the Haldex doesn't apply to us, but it's just the same suite for everybody. So we'll go ahead and do the engine tune first. So we click into the engine tune. This is where we need to now connect up the cable to the car to the laptop. So give me 2 seconds and I will do that now. So cable's plugged in, and we've now got this message. So it says power up the ignition but do not start the engine. So we'll hit the button once. So the ignition is now on, and now we're going to hit yes. And then what the system is going to do then is going to scan your ECU. So it's basically going to run through, and it's going to figure out what car you've got, and then that way it'll tell you what tunes you have available to you. So it's just going to do that now. So it's finished doing that now. So what we've got now is you can put in your details at the top. So I'll put my details in here. So here we are in the suite now. Sorry about the glare and the reflection on the screen. It's obviously pretty hard to get rid of that, but essentially this top box, you only get one option. It's basically what's available for your ECU, and then if you click on tune, these are the available tunes for this ECU that's red. So obviously you got back to stock flash, which is obviously standard, stock, so stage 1 stock pulley, on stock lock-in for the supercharger, so that's for the supercharger clutch. And it even tells you here when it was last updated, so the 19th of October 2023. And then you've got stage 1 stock pulley, but I think this one is for the supercharger clutch to be like locked permanently. And then you have the stage 2 single pulley, which is for the crank pulley, which is the one that Sean's got. So we're going to go with the stage 1, and I'm going to go with the stock, with the supercharger clutch locked, I think. I'm just going to give that a go. So literally all we have to do is hit that, and then all we do is come over to this confirm button, hit confirm. You come down to this one here and hit program, and we're going to hit that now, and then that will start to program the ECU. It'll give you a little sort of update down here of where it's at and how much progress it's making, and then obviously you've got the progress bar up here. So what we'll do is we'll come. I thought it was done there. I was gonna say that's really quick. It's not that quick, but we'll come back once this is pretty much to 100%. So we're back, guys. We're nearly there. We're at 95%. So you can see down here it tells you it's like flashing sectors 7, 8, 9 of 11. So there's 11 sectors to do in the ECU flash, and I think we've been probably going for maybe about 15 minutes, if that. 15-20 minutes max. It doesn't really take long at all, and it's done pretty quickly. So in about a second or so we'll see this hit 100, which we have, and then it'll pop up next with basically the next instruction as to what to do once it's finished. So you can see it's just down here finishing off doing the last little bits of the tune, and then when that has finished it will pop up and tell you the next instruction. So there we go, we've got the next message. So please power off the ignition. So we hit the ignition button, it's off, and then hit enter on the keyboard, and then it's just going to do another little thing, and we can see down here it says controller successfully programmed. So that should be the stage 1 flash on. Press enter to continue, so we'll hit enter again. Please power up the ignition but do not start the engine. So we're going to hit the ignition button again. So the ignition is now back on. I'm going to hit enter again. Programming complete. Please power off the ignition. So we're going to power off the ignition once more and hit enter again. And that's it. That is the ECU tune. So we are now Jackal stage 1 tuned. So I'm not going to start the car just yet. Like I said, we have got it hooked up to the battery charger, so we're all good in that sense. What I am going to do is I'm going to go back to the home here, and we're going to go and do the TCU now whilst we're here. So it's same again with this. Basically we power up the ignition as it says, so we're going to hit the ignition button and hit yes because we have done that, and then that's going to scan the ECU again to figure out what transmission we've got. Right, so we're into the TCU tuning area now. Same as doing the ECU, pretty simple. So we hit this will give us the product, which is essentially like what we can get for our ECU. And then you just go and select tune, and then here there is actually 3 choices. So you have back to stock flash, so that's obviously just the stock TCU tune. Selective launch at 2000, 2300 or 2500. And then selective launch at 2500, 3000 or 3400. So essentially, I think the way that works is the more you press on the accelerator, the more rev you can build up for the launch. We are going to go, let's go with the higher one. Why not? 2500 as the minimum launch, and then up to 3400. So what we're going to do is we've selected that, we're going to hit confirm, and then that's going to bring us to this page, and then we're going to come down to this box and hit program. And same as doing the ECU, that's going to now run through all of the checks that it needs to do beforehand, and then it'll come up to say flashing sector whatever of whatever. I think the TCU is less than the engine. There's not as many sectors to do. I think there's probably about maybe 5 as opposed to 11 on the ECU. So what we'll do is we will come back once the TCU is done, and then we're essentially done with the tune then. Oh no, flashing 1 of 2, so there's only 2 sectors by the look of it, so that should hopefully not take that long. So guys, that is it. That is the tuning, the TCU, ECU, stage 1 all done. So we can literally now just go back home, exit out of the software, and that is it. That is us done. So we can now go ahead, disconnect from there, disconnect the Jackal tuning box from the car, and we're good to go. That is us stage 1 Jackal tuned with ECU, TCU. So I think it would only be right now if we took the car out for its first little spin at stage 1 with the Jackal tune and get my genuine first reaction to what stage 1 feels like. They quote on the website that I think it adds about 78 wheel horsepower. So obviously, like with kind of converting that bank back to crank, what you would normally get on a dyno, I think that would probably be somewhere around about like 96 to 100, I don't know, something like that. So probably looking at, let's say, an extra 100 horsepower. So standard 330, 333. So you're looking probably somewhere around the 430 mark, which is pretty like bloody big jump. That is going to be really noticeable, seeing as it's like a third extra power in the car, and with the TCU as well, it's going to be able to deliver it as well. And I think on the Jackal website, they've actually, at the minute, I think it's a B8 or B8.5 S4, I think it's in the States, posted one of the fastest draggy times, 0 to 60 for a stage 1. I think it was something stupid like 3.48 seconds from a stage 1, and that is literally with just an intaker and I think an exhaust, like no heat exchanger, no pulleys, nothing. So yeah, I'm really excited to find out how well this drives after this. I'm even more excited to finally get some draggy runs done once it dries up on the roads and we can actually put the power down. But before we can do that, let's just do our first initial reaction to the stage 1 Jackal. Right, so it's time to go out. We've actually need to go out for something. We're going out for lunch and doing some more Christmas shopping and that type of stuff. But it gives me the opportunity to finally have a little drive in my now stage 1 Jackal S5. So let's power her up. Sounds sweet as always. So let's get out of the estate and then we'll get out of the estate, we'll get onto some roads, and then I'll just give it my first little pull, and it will be my genuine first reaction to the stage 1 tune. So be back in 2 seconds once we're out the estate. So we're out the estate now. I'm not gonna like sort of blip it just yet because the car's still cold, so I'm gonna wait for it to warm up a little bit, and then once it's warmed up, then we'll give it a little like first initial pull. Not gonna go crazy, just like get used to it, but yeah, I'm excited. Right, okay, we're gonna go for our first initial pull. Nothing crazy, just go like second gear pull and just see what it's like. Jesus Christ. Holy shit. Bloody hell, that is so much quicker. Oh man, that is so much quicker. Guys, like even just for stage 1, that is so much quicker than like stock. Bloody hell. It just pulls so much harder. It sounds better as well. I don't know if it's just like I'm just imagining it, but it generally does sound better. Wow, that sounds so good. It pulls so hard. Bloody hell. Yeah, I'm initially very impressed. Very, very impressed. My fuel economy is definitely going to go worse before it gets better, I can tell you that. Anyway guys, yeah, that's going to be it for this video. We've done the Jackal stage 1 tune. Like I said, we're going to be doing some draggy 0 to 60s on this at some point soon, once the roads have dried up, because they're really wet at the minute. So yeah, look forward to that video. We'll see how stage 1 compares, because like I said, Sean is at stage 2 with heat exchanger and crank pulley upgrade. So we can actually do some 0 to 60 runs, both of us, and see what the difference is between stage 1 and stage 2. That'll be a really interesting video actually, to see what the difference is. But until that one guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. Make sure you hit the like button, make sure you hit the subscribe, and until next time, see you then.
Guess you're trying to stay strong and fake a smile until I look away. But I've known you too long, it hurts to